Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel, which name is Analytics Pro. And here under this Power BI with SQL playlist, we are going to cover SQL concepts from scratch. So in the last tutorial, we have completed the subset of SQL with save point, rollback and commit command. I hope you guys are cleared with all the concepts of SQL, which we have covered so far. And now in today's tutorial, we will do one exercise. We are not gonna cover any other concept of SQL in this today's tutorial. So in today's tutorial, we will learn multiple ways of handling null values in SQL. We guys have already know that how we can deal null values in Power BI, but we don't know how we can manage these nulls in SQL. So with the help of this tutorial, we can learn how to deal nulls in SQL. So we have multiple data sets and multiple situations. So let's get started. So let's move towards the first scenario of our today's tutorial. So the first scenario is when we have entire row is blank in our dataset. So here under this example guys, you guys can clearly see after S01 row, the entire row is blank. In a similar way, after the second row, which is S02, then entire row is again blank. And now firstly I will upload such kind of dataset in Power BI. So let's move towards the Power BI and now I will import one Excel file. So I'll simply click here on this Excel workbook and here under this desktop guys, we have a file which name is null data. So I will simply select this file and click open. And here we can see we have multiple table here under this Excel file. So firstly I will import this EMPL table and click here on this transform data. So here we guys can see we have same kind of data set which we have seen in the PPT. So if you want to remove these kind of nulls in Power BI, so there is a very easiest way. So you can select any of the column and select this any of the drop down and simply uncheck this null and hit OK. So see guys, our all the null data has gone. So this is the easiest way to deal with null values in Power BI if you have entire row is blank. And now let's discuss how we can handle same data set in SQL. So let's go to the SSMS screen and I will simply click here on this new query. And from here under this drop down guys, firstly I will select my database name which is Shubham. And now I will open the same table which we have already imported. So I will simply write my query which is select star from our table name which is EMPL. And now I will select this command and hit execute. So here we guys can see we have a same data which we have loaded in Power BI desktop. So now the question is how to write query to remove these nulls. So guys, we have two ways here to deal such kind of null in SQL. And now we will learn both the ways. So the first way is we guys can use where clause to deal such kind of nulls. So firstly let's try with this where clause. So I will simply write my query. So I will write select star from our table name which is EMPL. And now I will hit enter. Although you guys can write your query in the same line, but if you guys want to increase the readability of your query, so I would suggest always write your query in the next line. And here I will write where clause and you guys can pick any column name. So here I am taking names column and now I will write where names is not null. So I will simply select this query and hit execute. So see guys, our all the null values are gone from here. But here is a one catch with this where clause. This table is just filtered without any null values. If you try to open this table again, then again you guys will see the null values. So I will simply select this query and hit execute to open this table. So see guys, null values are still here. That means with the help of where clause, we can only filter only not null values, but not permanently deleted from our table. So the question is how we can delete all the null values permanently in our table. So with the help of delete command, we guys can delete all the null values permanently in our table. And here is a very simple query to delete all the nulls permanently from our table. So if you guys remember, we have studied delete command. So we can use delete command here to delete all the nulls permanently. And now let's apply this query. So I will simply write my query here. Delete from our table name which is EMPL and after that I will write the column name. So you guys can take any column name here if you have entire row is blank. So again I am taking name column here where names is null. And now I will select this command and hit execute. So see guys, 5 rows are affected. And now if I try to open this table again, so I will simply select this select star from query and hit execute. So see guys, these nulls are permanently deleted from our table. So I hope you are clear with the first scenario where we have entire row is blank. And now you can deal in Power BI as well as in SQL. And now let's talk about the second scenario. And here is the scenario guys, when we have few values are filled and few values are blank in between the data set. So here under this example, you guys can clearly see our few data is filled but few values are null in between our data set. So firstly we will learn how to deal such data in Power BI. After that we will go to SSMS. So let's move towards the Power BI screen. So again I will load same kind of data set. So you don't need to go again and again in Power BI desktop to load any data. So you guys can also load from here in Power Query Editor. Just click here on the new source and select Excel workbook. And this time guys, I will load the another table which name is EMPL2. So here is the file guys which name is null data. So let me select this open button and this time I will load this EMPL2 table and hit OK. So here we can see the same data set which we have seen in PPT where some records are filled but some values are null. So the question is how we can deal these nulls in Power BI. So there is a very easiest way. You guys can replace these null values in any of the value according to your requirement. For an example, this person doesn't have the last name, and that kind of situation we have already studied in Power BI in the full course playlist of second tutorial, that how to deal null values in Power BI. So simply do right click here and here is the option guys, replace value. So let's suppose I want to replace these nulls with no last name. So I will write my value here which is null and I want to replace these null with no last names and hit OK. So see guys, we have replaced all the null values with no last names. And in a similar way, you guys can also deal with this quantity and price column. So simply select this column, do right click and select this replace value option. So this time I want to replace this null with 0. So I will simply write null here and replace value should be 0 and hit OK. So see guys, our null has replaced with 0. In a similar way, I will select this column, do right click and replace values. And again I will write null here and replace with 0. So this is the way guys to replace null values in Power BI if we have between in our data set. And now let's learn how to deal these kind of null in SSMS. So let's go towards the SSMS screen and firstly let me delete these queries from here. And guys, I have already imported same table from Excel. And you guys are very well know about that how to import any Excel table in SSMS. But if you have no idea, so I have already created a video to import any Excel table in SSMS. So video link I will share in the description box or in the comment box. You guys can watch that how to import any Excel in SSMS. So this time my table name is EMPL2. So I will select this table and hit execute. So here we guys can see the same structure of the table with some null values in between our data set. So one by one guys, we will deal with null values. So firstly I will deal with last name column. So if you guys remember, we have studied about update command. So with the help of update and where clause, we guys can deal such kind of nulls. So firstly guys, I will replace all null with no last name with the help of update and where clause. So let's write our query. So firstly I will write update command, update our table name which is EMPL2. And now I will write set keyword, and here under set keyword I will write the column name which is last name, and here I will write my new value, let's say no last names. And now I will write where clause where last name is null, and now I will select this command and hit execute. So see guys, 3 rows are affected. And now let me open this table. So I will simply select this command and hit execute. So see guys, our all the null values in the last names column, it's replaced with no last name value. So in a similar way guys, You guys can also replace quantity and price column value. And now let's remove null values from this quantity column. So I will simply select this query and copy and paste it here. And simply I will change the column name from here. Let's say last name replaced with quantity. And new value I want, let's say 0. And this is an integer data type guys. So you don't need to write any inverted comma. And here I will also change the column name, which is again quantity. So I will simply select this query and hit execute. So see guys, 4 rows are affected. And now let me select this query and hit execute. So we can clearly see our all the null replaced with 0. And now let's try with this price column. So I will simply change the column name from here, which is price. And if you want to enter any other value, you guys can take that. So let's try another value. So I want to replace null with, let's say 10,000. And here I'll take price column. And now I will select this query and hit execute. So again we can see 3 rows are affected. And now let me open this table again. So here we can see our all the nulls are replaced with 10,000. So in this way you guys can deal with null values in SQL. And there are a lot of ways guys to deal with null values in Power BI as well as in SQL. So step by step we will learn more method to deal with null values in Power BI as well as in SQL. But for now only I have covered only these two scenarios. So in our upcoming classes guys, we are definitely moved to the advanced level. So I hope you guys are cleared with basic understanding that how we can handle null values in Power BI as well as in SQL. So for such kind of detailed learning guys, stay connected with us and kindly support this channel. And if anyone wants to learn Power BI from scratch, so you guys can also follow us our free YouTube channel which name is Analytics Pro. And here under this 50 tutorials guys, I have explained each and every concept in detail. So you guys can take deep understanding about Power BI. And if you click here on this playlist button, so here we have visualization playlist, advanced concepts of Power BI, update playlist, and with the help of this Power BI with SQL playlist, we are also trying to cover each and every concept of SQL in detail. And those who are new to this channel, please hit the like, share and subscribe button. And don't forget to press this bell icon guys, else you will miss an update. And for the job seekers guys, we have this free Telegram group, which also name is Analytics Pro. You guys can search this channel name with keyword, or link is also given under the description box. So here with the help of this free Telegram channel, I am keep posting latest Power BI jobs opening, as well as you will also find some latest interview question and answers, which recently asked by an interviewer. So you don't need to pay anything to anyone for jobs or trainings. But those who thinks they required only live training sessions, they are not much interested to learn these analytical things from videos because they are facing some difficulties to understand these concepts from videos due to some difference in background. So for those folks, we also conduct paid training sessions where I personally train candidates from scratch till intermediate level with right roadmap and right guidance. And we will also cover some real-time projects with scenario-based things so that these guys can feel more confident with hands-on experience, and also assist them to conduct mock interviews and also provide placement assistance with the help of WhatsApp group. So for paid training and other support, you guys can connect me on LinkedIn or Telegram group. And you guys can also follow us on all these platforms like Facebook and Instagram. So all the links are given under the description box. You guys can follow us there. Thank you so much guys for your more love and support. Keep learning and keep growing. Thank you so much.